Hey, how y'all doing? It's Rick Sincere, MTMV Sports, y'all. No, we never do this, yo. It never happens, but this is a special late night, midnight, in some cases, conversation with the one and only Zimbalist Williams, y'all. The reason we doing this, man, is because USFL, the supplemental draft is tomorrow. Well, actually, late on today.
Later on today. Yeah, man.
Late
Later on
on
today.
today. It is happening, man, and we're having a chance to speak to Zimbalist right before this big event. So, listen, if you know anything about his football journey, you know that he's been so many different places, and we'll dive into it today, right? But he's coming from an HBCU, Texas College, right? On to several different leagues, and actually from there, right, trying to find his way into the USFL. We're gonna dive into all the stuff that we'll get into today about his football journey. But sir, I just want to kick it off with you. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, brother. I'm glad you brought me on the show. I'm glad we got it all figured out. Man, look, we're here now. Okay, we're here now.
We
Draft
here now,
days.
yeah.
Look, draft day draft day is today, but draft time is in a few hours. So
Yo, so okay, the USFL draft is happening. I need to know from you, how have you been preparing yourself for this moment?
man, mentally, just trying to get all my ducks in a row, man. Just make sure I have everything here good for my wife and my family, my daughter and my son and everything. Me also just trying to keep everything in perspective, man. Just remembering, hey, you still have a real life outside of this as well for right now, anyways. So just keeping everything in perspective, man, and just making sure that I cross my T's and dot my I's.
Yo, so in getting into this process, and I don't know how many people actually have to prep themselves for a physical process like this, but are there extra workouts involved? Are you running more? Do you have a personal trainer? How do you keep
Oh
yourself
man,
doing that kind of stuff?
man. So honestly, just being real, I'm doing this all on my own. I'm training.
Mhm.
I'm out here doing my cone drills. I'm out here doing my dynamic warm ups. I'm doing my sprints. I'm doing everything I need to do because you got to remember at the same time, I still have a whole nother camp that I have to get ready for as well. So I'm most definitely making sure that I stay ready for that. All the while mentally, I'm out there with my freshman. I'm training him, so I'm keeping myself sharp mentally doing that. Physically, of course, I'm working out with him as well. So, like I said, man, it's just from different angles. I'm attacking everything. I'm at the age that I am now. I'm 30 years old, so I'm more of a cerebral player, and I most definitely know how to come to stay. I come to camp in shape, bro. Because rule number one is you want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's kind of the motto that I live by. So.
Now, look, people who haven't privy to your story, look, tell them you already signed with two teams already, right? Like you already got contracts out there. Talk to them about that, yo. Talk to them about your contracts. Talk them about the other situations you have going.
Yes, sir. Well, okay, so currently I am signed with the West Texas Warbirds in the AFA. Great organization, great fan base here, right here in Texas, close to the family. Um, Also, I do have another opportunity to go back over to Mexico to play with the Querétaro Pioneros, which is a great opportunity in itself, man. Once again, great atmosphere, great experience. For those of you who don't know about that, so
Now bring us into that, right? I know me and you talked about it earlier, but they didn't hear that, right? So
right,
so
right, yeah.
so, so bring us into that. Talk to me about what it's like playing in Mexico, right? What's the vibe like? What's the feeling like? I heard it's 20,000 plus in the stands, right? I'm hearing 20,000 plus in the stands. You got fans, you got kids screaming for all your gear. Talk to me about what that's like, man. What is it like playing over there in Mexico?
Well, playing in Mexico, bro, it's huge. It's major. Um, from what I've experienced, bro, it's top deal products, and what I mean by that is like Coca Cola, Pepsi, or Gatorade. You got fans that are just wanting to just basically almost rip your clothes off just to show you how much they love you. And what I mean by that is not literally, but like, hey man, can I get a shirt? Can I get a hat? Can I get a wristband? Something. It got to the point to where I was like, man, look, I'm gonna buy some candy before we go see these kids. And when they ask me for something, I'll just give them a piece of candy, bro, and just kind of call it a day. So that way I'm not giving up everything that I want, everything that I own, because I had to give up a hat, man, that I could still have in my shrine right now. Players like myself, we don't get a lot of things. When we get things like that, we kind of take them and we they're near and dear to our hearts. So, we just kind of put them in a shrine, just to say, hey, this is where we were. This is a memorabilia of, when I was in Mexico or when I was in West Texas. We just try to hold on to things as memories, so.
Now, when you got there, you said they drove you to like a mansion or something.
Oh,
Is,
yeah,
is that
man.
how it kicked off?
Yeah, that's really how it kicked off. So, okay, so this is how, okay, so we flew in. I flew into El Paso, rode over. They drove us down on the team bus. They drove us to the house, and when we got to the house, it was pretty much a nice little scenario where at first I was like, okay, what's going on? Because we're driving down this back alley, and I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, I'm not really, I've already heard stories about Mexico, but I'm like, man, I'm trusting it. I got, put my trust in Coach Balderrama. Shout out to Coach Mauricio Balderrama, man. I appreciate the opportunity, man, for real. But now I was like, put your faith in Coach B. So I'm down there, they slide this gate open, and I see like this big, beautiful white mansion, and I'm like, whoa. And then I see this pool with the diving board, and I see this cabana. Then I see, two more houses on the same property, and then I see this huge backyard where, like I was telling you earlier, man, we could have practiced in that backyard. Like literally, we could have literally had a full football game in that backyard. That backyard was that huge. It was that wide. It was that long. We could have done whatever we wanted back there.
So while you're over there, what's the day-to-day like?
Day to day, okay, so routine, depending on what day it is, but every day you're doing something, right? So, let's say an average day. Let's say a Tuesday. So you wake up 7:30. By 8 o'clock, you're going for a run. On Tuesdays, you're running for just for a mile, so it's not that bad. Get back, eat, stretch, do whatever you do. Get ready for the gym. Gym is at 12:30. Go to the gym. Stay there till about 2:30. Anybody that needs rehab, 2:30 to 3, that's where you leave and go to rehab, and then you're there until like 4:30, 5:30, just depending on how many people go. From there, it's you leave therapy, go to the house, and try to chill for whatever little time you have left, because the bus leaves for practice at 7:15. Practice kicks off at 8 o'clock. Now, here's the thing. That's just a regular day, right? So let's say,
That sounds like all day football.
yeah, right. so that's just a regular day. So let's just say we have their version of ESPN. Let's just say we have one of those interviews where we got to go into the TV station and do everything. Well, we'll wake up that morning. We'll skip the running. We'll go in that morning. They'll go do the interview. Then we'll leave there, go have breakfast. After that, he'll either tell us, yeah, we're going to the gym, or he'll say, no gym, just be at practice tonight. So that's usually the easier days.
Okay.
Yeah. But
on those free days, like when you have those big gaps in your schedule, you're in a new place. So do you really get a chance to roam around the town? Are you stuck at the crib? Like what's going on?
Man, keeping it a buck. Momentarily, we were stuck at the crib, but I didn't have nothing else. I mean, hey, I'd rather be at the crib. Bro, you got to remember, I had a child. I had a wife. You know what I'm saying? I have all this sitting at the crib waiting for me. So shout out, baby. Shout out to you, baby. Yeah, go on back to the baby. but yeah, man, I had all this at home for me, man.
I got you.
I had to take care of that, man. I had to take care of home, man.
I feel that, man. I feel 100%. Now I want to dive into becoming eligible for the USFL draft, right? And then getting on their radar. So how did that come about, right? How did they, put their eyes on you, like their eyes on you, right? And then how do you know, hey, look, I am up to possibly being drafted, right? Like I know tomorrow I'm not getting drafted. So so how do people know, yo, it's possible for me tomorrow that this could be my day?
Well, honestly speaking, man, I'm just going off of what a representative that I'm going through has talked to me about.
Got it.
And it's just, I get the chills every time I talk about it, man. And I'm not exactly 100% sure because I'm keeping all my options open. But let's just say there may be a team or two interested. I just need to see the level of interest that is there. That's the only reason for a player to actually be able to get a contract, I believe, is if there is interest there. I believe that's one of the only ways that a player is able to get a contract, is if a coach sees interest. Now, I could be wrong, but
how did they see you? Is it only through Twitter that they're seeing your stuff? Is it through did you go to the hub? Like what?
No,
got on their level. Their
right.
radar.
So what ended up happening was there was this guy named Micah Carroll, and he's actually the guy who's helping me out right now. Him and Max Paul, they're kind of actually pushing me on that end. I guess speaking to whoever they're speaking to, that's the representative that I'll reach out to every once in a while and say, hey, what's the update? And he said, hey, listen, this is kind of the scenario. And I said, okay, cool. So what else do we need to do now? And from my end, I'm like, hey, well, we just need a campaign. That's what we need to do. We need to be seen. We need to have an opportunity. We need to give ourselves a legitimate opportunity to be seen.
So you basically been doing your thing, like the stuff you've been doing on Twitter has been your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it. All right, cool. So, all right, now I need to know this based on what I saw on Twitter. 4243 is where you'll be running.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
If running the 40, 4243 is your vein, right? That's your lane. That's true. Like keep it a buck with us. Is that the case?
Keeping it a buck with you. In my best, training properly, yes, sir. With the right 40, yes, sir. That's it right there. Training with
Okay.
the proper technique, everything 429, yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And I can
Okay.
and I can confidently say that, yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. 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 So you go out tomorrow, it could be 429.
Yes, sir. Training properly, yes, sir. It's
Bad.
429 at the gate, yes, sir.
Okay. 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 Cool. Now I'm gonna dive in a little bit more to the USFL. Right. I'm looking at the roster. You're looking at rosters too, coaching staffs. Right. And based on what you're seeing there, are there any ideal fits for you? Like you look at a roster, you see a coaching staff, and you're like, man, I know they would know how to use my 4.2 speed, my hitting ability, right? My mental
Yeah.
game. I know they would know how to use that. Are there any coaching staffs you say, you know what? That's an ideal fit for me? And feel free to play this political too.
See, that's why.
I gotta ask.
You kept it a buck, though. Nah, you know what? Realistically speaking, man, I'm just gonna be honest. Whoever decides that they want to take a chance on me, I'm just gonna put my head down and get to work.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Good choice. You did it. All right. Cool. So, all right. So, so the AAF, right? We know that the AAF didn't make it. Now that was a dope league. I really liked
Yeah,
that.
that was
I
dope.
was start. Yeah, it was fun, man. I started to get into that. The XFL Part 2, right? XFL 2.0 didn't
Yeah,
quite pan out either, right? And the spring league didn't have the impact that everybody thought it might have, but the USFL is back.
yeah.
In your mind, what gives you, I guess, hope in its staying power? Like, what makes you believe in its staying power, its ability to stick around long enough for you to make a name for yourself if you're involved?
Well, aside from the opportunities that it already presents itself with, like I said, with Strayer University, that kind of goes hand in hand. That's a major deal right there, bro. That's kind of a very strong backing. Them and Capella University, people like that won't really put their names on things that are not legitimate, as well as
Mm,
Fox. So I kind of look at that as well as a platform. Now, also, furthermore, I look at it as this. I've also been kind of knowing about this for the past 5 or 6 years. I had a representative that I was kind of, in consultations with in the past, Mr. Leon Hughes from footballnationalscouting.com. And this was a great man. He helped me out a lot throughout my process early and kind of helped me learn the business. And he kind of told me, hey, Zim, the XFL and USFL are coming back. And I was like, oh, man, whatever. They're not coming back. He was like, no, yeah, they're coming back. They're just in dormant. Okay, cool. So lo and behold, a few years later, not a few years, but like 5 or 6 years later, this situation pops up to where here's the USFL, and then the XFL was 2-3 years ago, and it's like, wow, this is crazy. This whole little scenario is just that everything is popping up that he said would pop up. So that tells me that he was in really close connections, and that was pretty cool for me.
awesome. So for you, you're like, yo, you know what? I saw it coming. It's here now. I saw it coming. Somebody told me it was coming, and
Yeah,
it's here now. Right? I love
yeah.
it. I love it. Yo, shout out to E, man. Dr. Silva's here in the building. Glad to see you getting this interview. Definitely talk soon. That's my guy, man. Dr. E, I see you, bro. Appreciate you. Yo, so okay, let's dive into this, right?
Yes, sir.
Later on today, you get a chance to hear your name called, right? You're watching, they call your name. What does that mean to you? What is that feeling like? Walk me through that moment.
So are we saying that this is gonna happen
Let's
the way
say
that?
honest. Later on today, it happens. We'll preview it for me. Tell me what it feel like.
All right. Well, I'm imagining it happening as though maybe I'm sitting on the couch, watching it on my 70-inch screen TV, and on my YouTube, on my TV, man, and just sitting here with my son and probably holding my daughter, and my wife might be in the kitchen cooking something, and I don't know if it'll be an early pick or a late pick, but the feeling, man, it'll be the first thing that'll happen for me. It won't even matter what it'll mean to me. It's just more so the feeling of joy and overwhelming that will just probably come over me because this is just a long time coming, bro. This is just the journey, Like my boy Nipsey also said, the marathon continues, bro. And no matter how long it takes you, you must cross that finish line, bro. However long it takes you, it's your race, bro. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's been my marathon. It's been my race. I've been running for a very long time, bro. I've been playing this game for a long time, and the game has finally come back tenfold my turn. So that's why I look at it like this. So.
Yo, I love that, man. All right, now I know that you came from Texas College. Now we've talked about this on Twitter, right? You saying
Yeah,
you say
man.
you say your jersey still smell like that fried chicken from the
That fried
HBCU.
chicken and fried, hey, man, fried chicken and fried fish. And look, every Wednesday, we had chapel chicken, bro. It was either fried chicken, bro, plates,
Yep.
smothered, or
Then the
Fridays.
fried fish Friday.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
I did that for 4 years, bro. I can't. So now my wife's like, "Babe, you want fish?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, bro. I'll still eat chicken, but fish, I'm like,
Hey,
nah, I'm good."
me and you different, bro. Every Friday, I'm like, baby, it's Fish Friday. Like, what's popping?
And I can't do it no more, bro. That I'm burnt, bro. I can't do it no more.
Yo, I love this question. So we got a question coming in from Dr. Silva. He wants to know, so what separates Zimbalist from other players, right? The next guy's grinding daily, pushing their limits, right? Worthy of a shot. He wants to know what separates you from those guys.
Well, what separates me from those guys is that at the same time that everybody's grinding, I look at it from all different aspects. I look at it from the business aspect as well as the player aspect. I know how to hold myself at all times. As a man from Texas, I know how to stand on my own and I know how to stand for the Lone Star State. So I know how to represent, sir. So please understand that I do this as a businessman as well, not just an athlete.
Yo, I love it. Yo, so Zimbalist, let me tell you something, man. So Dr. E, he has a show too, right? Blue Collar, you got to go talk to him. Like I'm gonna try to get y'all connected, right? Now, I'm dead serious. You got to go on that show too. Hey, buddy, with it though. He with it for
Yeah.
real. Yeah, he with it for real. So yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get you over there too, man.
Most definitely. I'm with it. I'm
So
with it.
now I need to know this, right? Now we actually attended the HBCU combine. I went to Legacy Bowl, right? And then all these opportunities that now exist for these players, right? Like
Yeah.
all these HBCU players have like multiple opportunities to get in front of scouts. If
Yeah.
this were you, like if that were kind of happening during your time, I need to know how would that have changed your story? How would it have impacted your story?
Well, over time, man, of course, when evolution happens, different things evolve for guys and other opportunities open up. But if I would have had these opportunities when I was balling back then, it would have been a whole different scenario for me. I wouldn't have just had a pro day, and then been banking on a draft or an undrafted free agent spot. I'd have had a HBCU combine. I'd have had a chance to go out there and show my talents at the combine. I'd have had a HBCU Legacy Bowl where I'd have had a chance to go out there and do my thing in pads and show you what I can do in pads instead of lining up and doing drills all day. I could have been able to show you what I can do in pads, which is two completely different aspects of football, to be honest with you. But, opportunities would be endless for me because, bro, all I had was a pro day. And thank God to Mr. Hughes, I had that. I wouldn't have had that, to be honest.
No,
So,
that's big facts. You made that pro day happen, right? Like that
yeah,
was dope.
man.
That was
What's
dope.
crazy is what I never told a lot of people, bro. I told very few people. I told my wife this. When I was sitting downstairs, man, I almost got denied because what happened was, so I got invited to the pro day by Coach Ashbury from Texas Southern, right, in Houston. So I go out there and I'm sitting down and check-in time was like 8:30. I get there around 8 o'clock. I'm sitting down there and I try to meet up with Coach Ashbury. And the representative is who's telling me, hey, go in there and do this, do this, do that. I'm trusting him word for word. I'm trusting him word for word. So I go in there and I'm standing on my own. And he's like, hey, who are you? And I'm like, hey, my name is Zim Williams. Mr. Leon Hughes from footballnationalscouting.com. He sent me. He said that I could participate in today's pro day. He said, give me 1 second. He walks back upstairs. sitting down there for like 10 minutes. While I'm sitting down there for like 10 minutes, I'm not capping at all. I see Green Bay walk in. I see the New York Giants walk in. I see the Cowboys walk in. I see the Miami Dolphins in their blacked out like their blacked out uh, um, fits walk in. I see the Detroit Lions in their color rush walk in. And I'm like, bro, all these guys are like real representatives for like these teams. Like, I'm about to work out for these NFL dudes. Like, yeah, this is it for me. Like, this is really it for me. Like, I got this. I got this. So he comes back downstairs and he's like, oh, yeah, the scouts said they want to see you work out. Go ahead and get dressed. Go ahead and start getting warmed up. I was like, bet. I'm stoked. Like, I'm stoked. I'm ready. Like, so I go out there and do my thing. I talked to 5 teams at the end. Funny story. So there were 9 defensive backs. There were 12 people total working out at the pro day. There were 9 defensive backs. 7 of us got asked to stay. Out of the 7, I was the only one that was an NAI guy. Like, I was the only one that was from like another school. Everybody else was from Texas Southern. I was the only one from another school that was asked to stay. Everybody else was Division I guys, and the NAI guy was asked to stay and compete.
Wow,
that meant a lot to me.
Yeah,
That meant a lot.
Did you run a 40 that day?
Yes, we did. We ran that day, bro. And so that day, I believe I ran 4.5. To be honest, I didn't run fast that day. Over time, I matured.
Got it. Okay. So it was like speed drills and stuff like that over time.
Speed drills, yes, sir. Speed drills, but also at the same time, I was training myself back then, and I didn't know much. So it was just me, raw talent.
Wow. Okay.
It was just me, raw talent. So I didn't have any personal training at all with anybody up at that point. It was just me being a college football player coming out. That was it.
And training yourself and teaching yourself.
Yes, sir. That was it. Trying to critique my own self in the 40, pro agility. It was me, like, self-training, Rocky Balboa style. Like, no training facility. Bro, no training facility. I'm going to the hills, running hills.
But my heart's on fire, you feel me?
Bro. I'm trying to get it, man. Look, however I could get it, bro. I looked at it like this. If God sees me working, eventually this is all going to pay off. That's exactly what I said, bro, because I know with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, bro.
Yes, sir.
Because I've always been taught that faith to believe is everything. Faith is the substance of all things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. Mere talk leads to poverty, but hard work produces profit. All my coaches have talked to me about all of these things throughout my history, bro. So this is something that I know that if you just stay down, things just happen for you.
Yo, see, I think honestly, I keep it a buck with you, right? Like, that's one of the reasons why so many people love football. If you played the game before, you love football because of all the life lessons that you gain from it, right?
Yes.
Like, it's so much struggle in the game, and it's so much struggle along the journey, and there's so many things to overcome, competition overcome, trying to separate yourself from other people. It's so many lessons, and you just taught a Bible lesson, right? From no, real talk. You just taught a Bible lesson from from your playing, right? And that's not uncommon, right? Like, you can see this in the Bible. They talk about athletes all the time, and you are one of them who's kind of lived this out, and you're still living it out, man. I love your journey. Dr. Silva said, look, we're wishing you the best of luck, man. We'd love to have you on Into the Lab. Would be a great connect. Laughsters and the sports scientist would be thrilled to keep that passion. So look, I'm gonna make sure that happens. Right after this, we'll just stay on for a second. I'll make sure that happens. Yo, so now I gotta dive into this last thing, right? I want to know. All right, there's a kid at Texas College, right? Maybe now, hoping to one day get his shot, right? There's a kid at HBCUs around the world, hoping to one day get their shot, right? Give them some words of encouragement. Talk to them about, like, give them, like, what advice would you give them, right, to keep them on the right track and to keep their mind stayed on the right on the right thing.
The best advice I can give you two quotes, man. The first quote is something that I live by: stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the first thing, because as long as you stay ready, bro, you will, I promise you, whenever the opportunity comes, you'll be ready. Now, the second quote is, and I learned this from my guy, y'all gonna hear me quote a lot of Nipsey Hussle. That's my guy. So, and I've been on him since my wife put me on him in 2011. And I've been on him that long, bro. That long, since 2011. Like, so So one of my favorite quotes that he has, man, is when opportunity meets preparation equals success. So as long as you are preparing for your opportunity, you will be successful.
You just need to find. It's like you just need to wait till the opportunity presents
You just
itself.
need it to present itself, bro. You just need to
Mhm.
prepare for it until the opportunity presents itself. And once it presents itself, you've been preparing for it. Now it's time for you to go be successful.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Appreciate you, man. Now last thing, man, talk to the teams, right? Like there's teams out there. They should be listening to this all day tomorrow, right? But as they prepare, to as they prepare for the draft, maybe they run across this. What would you like to say to those teams? I give you the floor.
Well, I just want to let you guys know, man, that any team that gets me is going to get the hardest working player, man, that I've been my whole career. I can promise you that much. This is going to be my platform. This is going to be my level. And I'm going to promise you a number one businessman and athlete. I promise you that at all times, I will maintain the code of honor as an athlete, and that's to stay in my place and do what's told and be coachable. And that's all that I can give you, coaches. That's the best thing I can give you, 110%, balls to the wall, elbows and a-holes, and be coachable, because that's the way that I was coached.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, cool, yo. And look, we asked this to everybody, yo. Somebody's watching this right now, and they're like, "Yo, I like this dude, man. I want to follow him. I want to follow the journey. I want to see everywhere he goes, and I'm praying for the best for him." How should people be praying for you if they're like, "Man, you know what? I want to send some prayers up for him." How should they be praying? What should they be praying for?
Man, well, I'll be honest. With everything that's going on, it's just a lot of ups and downs and emotions and everything. Like, I would just say pray for mental salvation, man, and just encouragement. That's really all that I can ask for: mental salvation and encouragement.
Got it, got it, got it. All right, yo, man, you've been great. We appreciate you. Appreciate the patience. And look. We did this before, right? Good. This one, great. No problem. no, no problems, man. No issues. Thank you so much for being here, yo. We are absolutely wishing the best for you. And I saw this, like I said earlier today, I saw this while prepping for this interview. There was somebody who said, that they were studying to, I guess, get ready to talk to you, right? And they took 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes, they just fell in love. And they was like, yo, I'm a fan of this dude, straight up, right? And he said, for the next 5 minutes, I want you to take this time, and I want to make you a fan of him too. Hopefully somebody's been listening to this 28 minutes, man, and they are a fan. Now they want to see where your journey goes. If they want to follow you, because you put up some fire stuff on Twitter. Hey, pre-warning, right? So how can people follow you? Pre-warning. You know what I mean? Like you be on it. You be on it. Yeah, you got to give it to them, man. So how can they follow you? Where can they follow you at?
Oh man, so you look on my Twitter,
Got
on
one.
my Instagram. Listen, man, on my Twitter and on my Instagram, man, you can follow me at @A_yo_fresh. A is spelled AYE. A_yo_fresh. On my Facebook, of course, it's just under yours truly, Zimbalist Williams, my full government name, as you guys know me, man.
Got to.
That's the bit. Look, try to keep a business, but I seen that Twitter's just a platform, bro. So that's just shout out to. Look, is it okay for me to do a shout out, man?
Yeah, shout it out.
Look, man, shout out to everybody out there, man, that's really showing me support right now. I really want to thank you guys, man. And when everything goes off the way that it's supposed to go off tomorrow, man, I know for a fact that y'all are going to be the real reasons why this happened, bro. Because I cannot do any of this on my own. Trust me. I had friends in my circle, man. I was trying, but you guys that reached out to me for the support that really wanted to push me, man, I really thank you guys, man. And I cannot thank you enough. And when it happens big, y'all are going to be the real reasons why, you and God, because that support system is unreal. And I thank you guys. Shout out to my mom, and I miss you, RIP. Rest easy, baby. Shout out to my pops, Boye Williams. Hey, thank you for putting that football in my hands at the Tyler stage of one, man. I appreciate that, because you see what it turned out. Shout out to the Arlington Blue Devils, the Pee Wee Football Organization. Shout out to everybody involved with them. Shout out to the Mansfield Legacy Broncos 2010 Varsity Football Squad. We were the truth, bro, and they cannot deny us and take it away from us, bro. And that is that, bro. And I love y'all. Peace, and that's it.
I love it. I love it. Wait, hold my cleats. Was it hold my cleats?
Yeah, hold my cleats. That was my AFA. Hey, shout out to hold my cleats team. Hold my cleats. Hey, shout out to my beautiful wife, man, Liz. And
I was about to say that too.
and my children, man, Alasia, and my son Junior. Hey, the next hottest thing on the block. 4 years old. He already knows how to throw a spiral. I'm working with him. Okay, look.
Hey. Get his Kyler Murray on, man. I know,
Little,
I know,
hey,
I know you're
hey, bro.
working on it.
If look, the only reason why his pops couldn't play quarterback, bro, was because I was 5'9". I got an
Mm,
arm. Now people don't know that. I can
okay.
throw. Yeah, I can throw, bro. But the thing is that I'm 5'9". Nobody take me serious. So
Mm.
I leave it alone. I know what I can do. Bro. I know what I can do. I'm an athlete, bro. I know what I
I
can do.
love it, man. Yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Hey, listen, if you're out there, y'all definitely go follow him. Go show him some mad love. Tomorrow during the supplemental draft, we'll be sending prayers up for you, bro. We'll be looking out. And if it happens, right, then we're gonna
Yeah,
celebrate it on this end. If it
yeah,
doesn't, then we'll come back, we'll do it again, and we'll figure out what's next, man. Talk about what's next and what's plans in. And the cool part about you, and this is what I love, bro, is if all falls down, you still got two contracts to fall back on, and that's amazing. That's amazing, bro. You can't beat that.
man. Look, the
You
reason
can't.
why I set up like that is because of God, bro. Because my mom's always taught me, look, like I say, rest in peace, rest easy, moms. And I take all them lessons that you done taught me. She always taught me never put all your eggs in one basket. But when
Mm.
you do see something that you see is worth it, you go head over heels for that. And that's the USFL. That's
Yo,
the
think
bro. That's the education. That's everything, bro. That's the whole platform. That's everything.
that's big facts. That's
Yeah,
big facts,
that's
man.
everything, man. So
So we wishing that for you, Doc. I tell you no lies. We wishing that for you. All right,
appreciate
y'all. We love you. God bless you. We out.